Good morning, YouTube. I have a very special video today. My excitement couldn't be greater. So a little backstory. This is a collaboration with Leanne over at Leanne Aligned. I will link her channel down below. A couple times a year, I would say, I would say a couple times a year, one of us will hit the other person up and suggest doing a deck swap. And I love it. It's wonderful because I get to pass on specific tarot or oracle decks that no longer speak to me, or for whatever reason, I just didn't bond with them. And she gets to do the same. And the way that we do it, because I know a couple people have asked, the way that we personally do it is over on Instagram, because that's where we kind of communicate the most, I would say. And we will do little stories and flip through the different decks that we are willing to swap. And then the other person can say, oh yes, I like this, this, and this. Here's what I've got. What are you interested in? And for the most part, they end up being fairly equal trades because I have some indie, she has some indie decks. I also traded some mass market decks. So this video is going to be me unboxing the goodies. And the exciting part, I did cut open the box, but one of the exciting parts is it's been a couple weeks since I went out of town. It's been like 3 weeks. And so I don't really remember everything that's in this trade, and I'm excited about it. So I went ahead and cut it open so I wouldn't have to search for my box cutter. Okay, I'm so excited. So I want to show you guys what I received, and I will link her video down below so that you can go check out her swap of things and goodies that she is receiving. And it is personal, like personal preference. And there are many different ways to do deck swaps. But again, I find that this is such a frugal way to try out decks, but not have to continue to spend money on them. And the way that I do this is I keep a bag of decks that just aren't resonating with me. I'll put them in there and they'll sit sometimes. Like I have ones in there that I didn't show Leanne because I wasn't quite ready to let go of them. I pull them out every now and then and I'm like, has my opinion on this changed? Because just like books, there are certain times in your life that are better to read certain books. And I feel the same as with tarot. There may be a deck that doesn't resonate with me for years and years. I mean, look at the Nicola Ciccoli. That was my first deck, couldn't read it, and now it's one of my favorites. It is definitely my inner child and poetry deck, and I use it regularly, but it didn't resonate for years. So, all right, no more rambling. I need to dive in and show you guys. I'm so excited. I do know one of the decks in here. One of the decks in here, it's funny because we have swapped so many times that sometimes because I purchased one of these decks in here and then traded it. And I don't remember if I traded it with Leanne or not, but it's coming back around to me and I'm really excited. It's like the main event of this entire box for me. So, okay. We have a little note. Heather, thank you for another amazing swap. I hope you find some forever loves inside this box. May the decks bring you confirmation, joy, clarity, and inspiration with every shuffle. That's so sweet. Leanne, I did not put a note in yours. I should have, but that's so sweet. And I love the, this is from Anna. This is art from Anna. That's so cute. It's like that's so cute. Okay. All right. So the one on top, Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle. There's one Oracle deck that I use more than any. And it's funny because I actually traded with Leanne. I actually sent Phases and Forests. I'm obsessed with that deck, but I use the journal. I don't use the cards. And I wanted to experiment more with Oracle, specifically in 2026, because I really don't use Oracle all that much. So I was excited that she was willing to let go of some of her Oracle decks. This one really spoke to me regarding ancestry work. And I love the vibe of it. So I'm so excited. This is so cool. Boo Boo the Fool. So I'm assuming that it has like a story because it's got a character on each card. Possibilities and potential. The Conjure Woman. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this artwork. And we, again, when we share what decks we'd be willing to trade, we do share a few little glimpses. Oh my gosh, the High Priestess. Intuition. I love it. I'm not going to keep you guys on here for 45 minutes like I did the last time I was talking about tarot. So cute. I love the backs too. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you guys have any tips for your favorite way to use Oracle decks, I would love to hear them because I mainly study with tarot and do my card pulls with tarot. So I would love to hear it. Okay, another one. I'm going to say that about every deck, I'm sure. I was super excited to get this. This is Sacred Cycles by Jill Pyle and M. Dewey, the Sacred Cycles Oracle. Again, like I mentioned, I was just feeling really called to Oracle. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. As above, so below. This looked really interesting, especially for Divine Feminine and womb work. It comes with a little booklet. I do love that most oracles tend to have decent booklets. I even love the back. All right, so we have the Waxing Crescent Moon. I love this. This reminds me a little bit of the Wild Sacred Feminine deck that I did work with that deck last season. A friend gifted it to me for my birthday, so it's so beautiful and so feminine. I am so here for it. Waning Gibeus. So we've got moons, waning crescent, dark moon. I wonder if I think they're all moons that correlate to your cycle. Oh, there's the season too. We have fall, winter. I'm excited. Oh, and we've got the different, I'm going to love this. Follicular phase. You've got the different phases of cycle, ovulation. I am excited. Oh, you have the Empress. I can't wait. I can't wait to explore. There's like so many studies and explorations that I am thrilled to go on. Yes. Okay. Should we just stick with Oracle? Let's stick with Oracle for now, and then I'll share. Oh, look. Oh my goodness. That smells so good. I'm trying to think what it is. Okay, Leanne, I need to know what that incense is. I got Odin's rune cards, and it came with a little guide. This one I actually had passed on, and then I messaged her, and I was like, you know what? I do think I need the runes. I think that it's calling to me. And one of my really good friends has made me rune sets, and I have pulled them out to play with them, but it feels so overwhelming. So I'm excited to have these to hopefully make it a little easier. Oh, it's got another little guidebook. Quick reference guidebook. That's cool. And then each card has the rune. Oh, it's got the name and, okay, I like that. You've got the name and the keyword. So this will make my studies a bit easier, I think. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use it, but again, I was like, I think that rune deck is calling to me. So thank you, Leanne, for throwing that in there for me. And that's another question. Tips on learning with runes. Okay, let's see here. We're officially into the tarot decks. This first one, I was kind of surprised. This is Tarot de la Nuit, and I was kind of surprised that I decided to choose this one. Leanne, I feel like, has been trying to talk me into this deck for a while. I had actually messaged her when I was doing some sacred sensual work and asked her if she knew, like, what decks she would recommend that had like a sensuality vibe to them. And she mentioned this deck. But when I saw the artwork, I was like, that artwork just isn't really for me. But then here we are. I mean, that was a couple years ago, I believe. And then, yeah, here we are. And I'm like, okay, I think it's time. But the artwork, it's interesting because I'm a whimsy person, but there's something about it. I think maybe it's the people's faces, like it's actual people, and not like artwork necessarily that I have a hard time with. But I did, if you're a part of my Patreon community, and you're in the rewards tier, I did send out, I think it was last month, one of the oracle cards was from the Tarot de la Nuit Oracle. I think that's the name of it. And so many, like writing out the journaling prompts for the tarot card that was with that rewards tier, and putting in the oracle in each envelope, I was like, okay, it's slowly growing on me. And so many of you guys had messaged me saying how much you loved that oracle deck and the oracle card that happened to make its way to you. So I'm excited to see if I get that from this. It does have the fairy tale vibe. So maybe. So I'm excited to play with this and see where it takes me. Again, I'm going to say that about all of these because, yeah. Okay. So that was one deck, and it has a little guidebook. Okay, these other two are Llewellyn decks, I believe. No, just one of them is a Llewellyn deck. I'm going to save the one that I mentioned being super excited for. I'll save that for last. And yeah, okay. This is the Lumina Tarot by Lauren Aletta. And I didn't, like this one I haven't seen a whole lot of. I think it was Ashley who did a flip through of this deck. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. But it reminded me of Line Strider, like in the artwork and things. And I love Line Strider. I own Line Strider. So I was like, I don't need something that's that similar with the like minimal watercolor. And there are animals and people in this one. I would say there's probably more people in this one than in the Line Strider. I say that, but yeah, it's definitely got that minimalistic watercolor vibe. And so I was like, I don't really need that. But then when I saw that Leanne was offering it up, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it needs to find its way back to me. Not back to me because I've never owned this one, but maybe I need to play with it. So I'm excited. And this it looks like a pretty cool guidebook too. Let's see if it's in color. Yep. I also love the Ouroboros. I actually have, I can tell you guys now because I made one, or I had my father make one for a friend who is also obsessed with the Ouroboros. And he made us little BFF rings, and because he works with silverware. And so he made this really cute, I don't know, you probably won't be able to see the detail, but it's very simple, which is what we wanted. I didn't want, super, super obvious because it's kind of like a little secret between us. And you can kind of see the shape a little bit more there, but it's got eyes and everything, and it's just so cute. And so, yeah, that definitely speaks to me, the Ouroboros on the cover. Okay. I'll show you the last deck. And that last deck, okay, I have not owned any of the ones I have shown you previously. So this is my first time getting my hands on them and playing with them. So totally brand new. This deck, this is the second time I will have owned it. And again, this might have been my original copy. I can't remember, Leanne, if I sent this in a trade or not. But this is Witch Sister Tarot. I plan on doing a deep dive with her starting like any day now. The reason I let her go, I am pretty sure, because I like to store things in, but I feel like the one I usually get is blue, the Crown Royale bag. Anyhow, this may be the deck that I sent her, which, you know what? You know how I'll be able to tell? Let's look at the guidebook, because I do write in my guidebooks. And I'm pretty sure. Let's look real quick. I don't think so, actually, because I'm pretty sure that in the copy that I owned, I underlined and even wrote some notes. So I don't think this is. I think this is a totally different one, which is interesting. I'm not sure who I traded Witch Sister with, but I don't think it was Leanne. Anyways, I'm excited to get her back. I've been thinking about this deck since I let it go, which is a sign to me that, okay, it needs to come back around. So if it ever comes back in my world, that's a sign to leap. So when I saw that she was letting go of this, I was like, okay, I'm listening. I'm listening now. My background is I am Hungarian on one side and Irish on the other. And this has a lot of the Celtic stuff in it. And so I think it's time for me to explore again with the ancestry and things like that. So this is Witch Sister Tarot. I think it's so funny that it's in a Crown Royale bag. Here's the backs. I'm sure all of you have seen this deck. The reason that I let it go originally is it just felt a little dark to me. So I wasn't sure, because I tend to not be someone who likes the darker, gritty type decks. But again, there's something divine feminine. There's something Celtic that I'm like, okay, it's obvious that it's time. It is time for me to play with this deck. This deck is by Julia Jeffrey, and it's earthy. I'm pretty excited. And I actually have a friend that, her and I are going to be doing a deep dive with Witch Sister Tarot. And I think it'll be great to do that alongside someone so that I can have the accountability, but also really go deep with the cards. So that's, include your friends. If you are interested in a tarot deck or you have decks that you want to trade, contact a friend. If you have a deck that you really want to learn more about and dive deep with, ask a friend to join you and be accountability buddies together. This one will be getting its own. Actually, I have decided that I'm going to be using a Leuchtturm to go with my studies. So she will have her own journal, again, to bond even deeper with it. So I'm excited about that. Okay, and then finally, and I was so freaking excited about this, finally, there is a book. There is a book. She swapped this Fairies, and this is a Froud. Yes, Brian Froud and Alan Lee. I have started collecting Brian Froud's art. I own 2 of his books, I believe. And I own one of his decks, the Fairies Oracle, I think. Is that what what it's called. I'm obsessed. I've been obsessed with Brian Froud's art since I was young, actually, since I was a teenager. Specifically the Smashed, it's not called that. I think it's Lady Cuddington's fairy book. And she's got like these squash fairies. And I just thought it was so cute and so like bizarre and out there when I was a teenager. So I have been collecting, whenever I see a Brian Froud that I don't own, I collect it. And I love how it's laid out with like a journal and the sketches. Spiderwick, if you guys have not seen Spiderwick, it's like one of my all-time favorite films. And this gives me Spiderwick vibes. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. I just love the little weird critters. It's like creepy cute. So I was excited that she didn't have a need or a use for this anymore. And I was like, yes, please send it to me. Yes. How did you know that I was collecting Froud's art? Anyhow, thank you, Leanne, for this swap. I always love them. They're always super special to me. And again, go check out her unboxing and her channel. And if you're interested in doing a swap, hit up a friend because it's super fun. And it's again, a frugal way where we're not just consuming, we're not continuing to purchase, but you still get to play with different decks and see which decks might become soul friends. Okay, until next time, enjoy your wild, sexy lives.